feedback. But what's to say is that one big thing that we would want from some help from all of you tomorrow at 8:08 a.m. Pacific time. We're gonna be starting our campaign to get people into the server and getting people excited about the project as well. Next slide. So that's to say, we're going to be asking each and every one of you to sort of lend us as a hand to kickstart this digital NFT revolution that we're launching tomorrow. There will be, and Cook, you can maybe say some details about that. We will be opening a special role. All of you have been in the server up until now, giving your feedback. You're getting a special role. We're calling you the Ancients for that close community. But then we'll be opening up another role for people from the Ancients who help us spread the word tomorrow when we open the floodgates of the community. Cook, I don't know if you want to say something about that.
Yeah, we were just trying to find people who can help, that are early and that are willing to help us basically get the word out. And what that will do later on is it'll provide utility even after the first release of this. There will be some, there'll definitely be an advantage from what we've talked about when it comes to having not just the Ancients role, but also this other role will be assigning to people who are more active. And that will help you for the release and then afterwards too, because what we have planned, and Christian, I'm sure you can speak about it, but what everyone in the team has planned is way more than just, a release and then a Discord. There's just so much in the future of this. So these roles are going to really come in handy later on. And you'll see some of that as we open up to the public and provide more information and more videos and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, so just to get you all excited, we're going to give you a sneak peek of some of the art and some of the things that you'll be seeing from this project. This is a work in progress video. And so it's really, it's probably going to change, but we're going to be releasing it tomorrow when we open the floodgates. And it'll give you an idea of what we've been up to this past few weeks with Robot Pencil going away in his studio and making some really awesome stuff happen. I'm not seeing your stream.
Yeah, sorry. My stream just crashed again. Gonna reload this now.
Got it. So what you're gonna see is it's still kind of rough. It's still kind of in the works, but it'll show you a glimpse of the art. It'll show you a glimpse of all our NFTs, which are actually real-time 3D assets, which can be used in many different places, not just on your phone, not just on the browser, not just on the Snapchat camera. As you can see here, I'm wearing sort of my Sparks helmet on my video feed, and I'll let the video do a little bit of the talking. Okay.
Let us know if you have issues with the audio, but this should work now.
Back once again, back once again, back once again, back once again, back once again with a beat. Let the bass kick. Let's go. Back once again, back once again, back once again with a back once again with a beat. Let the bass kick.
So we'll be posting this so we get better audio quality. We'll be posting this internally first today and then externally tomorrow. So you'll be able to see it much better than on this stream, which we seem to be having a little bit of problems with. So I'm gonna stop here for a quick second. I want to take questions before going deeper. We thought it'd be cool to talk with you guys, show you a little bit more about the behind the scenes of how we're building our characters, how we're building this project to be something really, really special. But just want to open up to some questions before we do that, because then we're going to get like right into it. Feel free to either, speak your questions on the chat or post them on the channel. There'll be people, Cook will look at the voice chat and relay questions to me as well.
So does it seem like we have any questions right now, Christian? I think we can just keep going on, and then if I see any, I'll just
awesome.
let you know.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that we're big fans of all the other projects that are popping up right now in the space. And one of the things that we wanted to make sure with our project was that every single spark out of the 8080 sparks that we're building feels like a unique piece of art, and it's unique. And it, one of the bigger problems with generative projects is that sometimes when you're building in numbers, you start getting this sort of vibe where characters look similar, or there's very little difference between one NFT and the other. And, we want to make sure our project is not like that. And so how we're doing it is we've built tools that have analyzed all of the projects out there. And we're getting metrics, basically, of the visual distance or the similarity of images within a project across the board. And so we're using these algorithms that we designed to guide our own design process, whereas like every time we add a new trait, every time we're trying out new stuff with our characters, we have an actual number to sort of guide our feedback to know whether, these traits look too similar to another, these traits are not making a huge impact in terms of visual difference. And so what you see here is just like a brief analysis we did for some of the bigger projects here. You see Owning Force, you see Mechaverse, and we're running and we're getting metrics, the same metric we're using to guide our project, we're running it on all of those projects as baselines to guide our development. So this is something I think is a very, pragmatic approach to making sure our project feels really special and all the holders feel like they truly own a unique piece of art. What you see here is like how we started doing that. Of course, with our project being 3D, there's a big challenge where it's not as easy to iterate in 3D as it is in 2D. So one of the ways we've been tackling that is by first going in 2D concept mode, have our amazing artists draw like a bunch of features. This is super lo-fi features, sort of like to get a sense of how we can permute them, get a sense how the general shape of the character has changed, get a sense of the colors. And then every time we do these tests, we go and run it by our algorithm, which uses techniques and tools that are used typically for machine learning to just understand where we're at in our development process and iterate really quickly before jumping on 3D. But that doesn't mean, we stop at 2D. We're also doing these tests with 3D within our 3D pipeline. What you see here is just like us putting our 3D pipeline to the test, not with assets for the project, but before project. And as you can see, we were starting to sort of change the shape of the helmets, the colors of the characters, the materials. And then in the next slide, you'll see how we're also doing this lo-fi iterations in the 3D space to make sure that we can bring, really, really different characters to life. What you'll see, this is a lot, but what you'll see here is like, you'll see some of these, the nuances we have to do to make sure that, pieces fit within the characters in 3D, pieces don't overlap. But even more, we're taking this to like a crazier level, because if you see here, if you see on the bottom right, we have actually different body archetypes for our characters. It's not just one standard shape. We're actually doing different and significantly different shapes for our characters. And so that means that we need to create tools that allow our awesome artists to iterate quickly and to overcome the challenges of having to design in a generative way.
And I'm just going to hop in on this slide too and just chat about a few things. So this is actually different than a lot of other projects do it. A lot of the projects, especially even the 3D ones, they just have a base and then they will either just do a 2D model for the NFT, so they'll just do a 2D image of their 3D model, or even for the case of like Artifact and Clone X, they're just using one base. So the base of the body and the face is just going to be the same. We're like doing a little more than that, so that is what you're seeing here. And it just allows so much more variety and a lot more options of characters to be generated.
Yep. You actually, if you go to the next slide, what you'll see is just how different these body shapes can be. On the top left, we have like our base body Spark. On the left, we have like what we're codenamed Lady Spark in the middle, and we have Big Boy Spark on the right. And you can see how the body is different, and all the pieces and all the traits that we're actually putting on our characters, they all adapt to that automatically. So it's not like we have AJ just, doling out traits for all these body types, but like there's some really fun stuff going on in the technology side of the pipeline to make sure that we can do this and, increase what we call visual distance, which is one of our biggest goals for these characters. What you see on the bottom right is like some animations. As you can see, we're still figuring out some of the kinks. It's almost all ready, but like when we're dealing with multiple body types, if you see Lady Spark doing that backflip, her hands look like tentacles at the end. We just thought it'd be funny to include that because we certainly had a laugh when we had that happen. But yeah, that's sort of like a little bit of a sneak peeks behind the scenes of what we're doing, how we're making our characters special, and sort of we're really excited to bring this to the community and see how people react to these characters. And we're asking you to join the revolution tomorrow when we open the floodgates. Help us spread the good word.
Yeah, so go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, should we open up for some questions?
Yes.
About the project?
I see some people typing, so if you have questions, like if you can chat if you want over voice chat, just unmute yourself, or you can post questions in the voice call. So this has been, a little bit of a more basically small private server right now as we gear up to open publicly. So this has been a chance for everyone to, just engage with the team, interact, get to meet us, get to see what the project. There's not a lot of projects out there like this, if there's any. And basically what's going to happen is like we would expect the server to be pretty big pretty soon, but we're kind of anticipating like a lot of people to be interested in this just because it is such a different NFT project. So while you have the chance, like reach out to us, ask questions, see what like we have planned for the project, get to like know the team, because I don't think there's going to be as much time going forward. And then, tomorrow we're going to open this publicly. We would love your help. I see that DJ and Colin has asked, is the role to get like a whitelist? Well, so like how, I don't know, Christian, do we want to talk about how like if it's a whitelist or how this works exactly? Because
yeah, I'm all for it.
Because so far, go ahead.
Well, I think Cook, you can probably take this question best, but it is something we're still discussing. But one of the general thoughts is that it'll be what we call a raffle bypass. Cook, I don't know if you want to explain a little.
Yeah, I guess right. So I mean, Christian, you designed this, but so this release is going to be like one of the better releases we've seen in the industry so far. So there's not going to be gas wars, and it's not going to be just a full whitelist. Like, we have a raffle bypass, much like how Parallel and Mechaverse have done there, so then no one is going to be stuck, paying like thousands of dollars in gas and having to bump up to 3,000 GUI in hopes of getting like one of the sparks as an NFT and as a 3D model. So these roles will increase your likelihood, if not guarantee your likelihood, of basically getting an NFT from FyatLux. So we're not really calling it a whitelist as of now, but just know that it's a raffle system. Roles in the server will give you a better chance of getting an NFT for this first release. So that's like something to keep in mind. There'll be a few options of like roles you can get, but since you are early, you will be getting a role. We're going to be calling it the Ancients, and we'll be assigning that to everyone who's been an early invite. And then on top of that, there will also be an additional role, which has been like we really haven't like disclosed the name of it yet, so we'll be doing that.
Can you hear me? My internet is doing fun. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we can hear you. Cook
Cool.
fell off. I can't hear him anymore.
Okay, yeah. I was like, something happened, but I thought it was me. But okay, okay. Just wanted to flag that the Join the Revolution image has Imperial Japan vibes. Might have some sensitivity there. That's actually. It's actually. Thank you for throwing that out, because I think yesterday, I was talking with our community artist. I was just like, let's make sure that all these propaganda images don't strike any negative vibes. But yeah, thank you for telling us that, because then we can edit or even just remove if that's the case. Yeah, I was dreading something like that would happen, but yeah. So, do we have any other questions on deck? Just gonna give. Okay, we have LDAC is typing. Thanks, LDAC. We're impressed with all the team has done so far on the project. So excited to see what the future holds. We have a lot of really cool stuff ahead of us, right? We're only scratching the surface with what we've been showing here on the server, because we want to make sure everything is all good for to share with the community. But there's a lot coming. I think coming from New York NYC, Umar has definitely seen like a lot of the vibes, a lot of the conversations in the space are moving towards this physical digital combination revolution, right? And so that's exactly what we're aiming for. We're looking to create a new way for people to interact, a new way for the community to come together, both in the digital and the physical space. Even I was even hearing from folks at New York NYC were like going to like events, and like you could just get in by saying you had the NFT, and even just showing a picture, not real validation. And what we're doing here is, with these digital collectibles, we're gonna enable a really a new way for communities to come together online, and like push the narrative and the story of this world forward together as a group. So I'm really, really excited as well to see where it all goes with you all, especially with you who are early server.
All right. You guys hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. If anyone has any other questions, post them in the chat. You can obviously unmute. Sorry about the technical difficulties we've had on this today. We've had a few hiccups, but I think we got some good information out there to you guys. And then, feel free to reach out to anyone in the team. You can see us. We're at the top of the Discord server on the right under the team. We're happy to answer any questions. And then, think of also people who would really appreciate this project and enjoy this project, and reach out to them. We're not really going to have an invite competition. This is not really something we're looking to do. We think the project speaks for itself. So if you want to help us get this word out about this project, because it's one of the top AR NFT projects out there right now, and with a phygital component and some of the other stuff that we teased in the previous call, there's just so much that this has to offer. So yeah, I think anyone who you invite to this server would be very appreciative. It would be they would enjoy this rather than just being sent another animal profile picture. So think about that, and then we'll all be getting the word out tomorrow on the 5th. So excited to do that and to open this up publicly.
Yeah, feel free to DM me as well. If you want to learn more about the project, if you have any questions, if you're oh, I want to reach out to some folks, is there anything that we can give you? I can give you some teasers of videos that you can send their way. We really, really want to get people really excited about what we're doing here. Sounds good. So if there are no other questions, we will call it a day, and we're looking forward to starting the revolution with you all.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for joining, everyone.